First, they lost their jobs. Now, some people who applied for pandemic unemployment assistance have learned that their personal information may have been compromised. They received an email today saying their personal info may have been exposed in a security breach. One local mother we talked to said her daughter got the bad news while she was expecting to hear when her payment would arrive.
The email says basically that there was a data breach with the company that they're using to process the applications, and that her name, address, and full social security number were able to be viewed by other people who had applied for unemployment.
Her daughter called the credit bureaus to notify them, and she put a freeze on her credit files too. She still does not know, though, when she will receive her unemployment pay.